Hi, I'm Becky, and I'm a teacher in the South Bend Community School Corporation, and I'm here today to show you how to do an online office discipline referral using PowerSchool. We are moving away or have moved away from the paper form, so it's very important that we document everything electronically. Let's get started. First, you need to know that this is a pretend site. This version is pretend, so the classes are pretend and the students are pretend. But of course, your classes will be listed here and your students will be on your rosters. Note that you cannot enter a log entry or an ODR for a student who is not on your roster. If there's an incident with a student who is not on your roster, go ahead and let your administrator know. We're going to begin by finding the class that the student is in and heading over to the backpack. From there, we're going to find the student's name, and we will probably be taken to the quick lookup page. It will take you to whatever was the last page you used or quick lookup. I want to show you some sites that pertain, some screens that pertain. So discipline logs will show you a list of all of the discipline logs that you have entered for the student and who is the administrator overseeing those discipline logs, those ODRs. View log entry will show you both the non-behavioral logs as well as ODR notifications that you, again, have created for the student. And then view ODR logs will show you specifically the ODRs. It will give you the details, some information on the entry, and then if any action has been taken and greater detail about the action. So O would be out of school suspension, I would be in school suspension. In order to submit a log entry, not a log entry, excuse me, an ODR, we can go to submit log entry, but you'll need to then hit online ODR. Do not enter an ODR here. It won't behave the same way as an ODR will. And submit ODR. So online ODR or submit ODR. Now, bear in mind that there are 3 levels of behaviors. Level 1 behaviors are generally things that you can take care of in the classroom, and you should take care of in the classroom. The first time you do a level 1 ODR for a student, the administrator might not do anything with it because the administrators are believing that you are professionals and good at classroom management and therefore can take care of the problem yourself. However, if additional level 1 ODRs come by for the same student, they'll be much more inclined to, and they will need to follow up on that. But the first time for a level 1, Johnny slams his hand in the locker and yells out a cuss word, and you fill out an ODR because that's what you're supposed to do, they probably won't do anything with that. So the 3 levels are level 1, inappropriate behaviors. So again, things that you can address in the classroom, could and should address in the classroom. Level 2, seriously disruptive behaviors. So this could be 3 level 1 behaviors or 3 of the same behaviors. You're noticing a pattern of behavior. So it's automatically become a level 2. Or it could be things that are going to injure the student or cause harm to property or are just so severely disruptive it's interrupting the learning of the students in the room and of the student himself or herself. And then level 3 are behaviors that compromise and threaten school safety. I hope that you never ever have to submit a level 3. Let's do a level 1. Please select the category. We'll call it disrespectful behavior. Notice there's a difference between disrespectful behavior, inappropriate language, disruptive, disorderly conduct, and some of this is based on the drop down. So disrespectful behavior, derogatory comments, inappropriate responses, profanity, and talking back. Incident time, primary centers, morning or afternoon. You also have lunch, before classes, before school, after classes, after school. And then middle schools and high schools, you have the class period. If it happens during a passing period, just select one of the periods. So say it's between 4th and 5th hour, select 5th hour. But in the entry detail, write that it happened during passing period. During passing period before 5th hour, student, da da da. Where did this occur? It was outside my classroom. And then in the entry detail, be very specific. At the same time, please be aware that we cannot enter student names on ODRs and log entries. All ODRs and log entries can be subpoenaed and used by the court system, and we need to protect the privacy and confidentiality of our students. So if the incident involved more than one student, we need to be sure that we are protecting the other student's privacy. You can call them student 1, student 2, student 3. That is entirely up to you. The other thing is that all of these logs and ODRs can be requested by the parent. And so we need to be writing professionally and be very evidence-based and fact-based in the detail that we give for entry detail. So disrespectful behavior, profanity in the presence of staff and peers. And then again, I'm being very specific. If it was an action that required my calling the parent, I could enter that information here. Contact type. Even if I wasn't able to get a hold of the parent, it's important to document that you tried. Now, I know as a teacher, we don't always have time to do these right in the moment, and we might not get to it until later on in the day. And if that happens and you just want to shoot off the ODR really quick, but you call the parent later, make sure that you share that information with the administrator. Just email them and say, hey, I did this. You might do it as a log entry, say parent contact regarding ODR sent earlier. And that way the administrator will have an idea. Once you're all done with that, go ahead and hit the submit button. And we'll take you back here, and then just to double check, because it's always a good idea to double check that you've done it correctly. There it is. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I hope that you don't have to use this very much. And I hope that you have a great year. Thanks for all you do for the South Bend schools.